y'all. Welcome to 2019 show presented by Off Our Rockers. Last year was our first year, and we performed at the Londonderry Senior Center. We performed in Wyndham at a retirement community. We performed right next door at the Grand Estates, yes. And where else? We went to Bedford as well. We are booked for January, February, and March in Bedford, Pelham, and then Londonderry again. So, well received, and we have as much fun as our audience does. So I hope you will enjoy our show as well. Okay, Christine.
We invite you to join us in a few laps about this lovely stage of our lives. In the words of Sir Patrick Moore, at my age, I do what Mark Twain did. I get my daily paper, I look at the obituaries, and if I'm not there, I carry on as usual. And then George Bernard Shaw, you don't stop laughing when you grow old. You grow old when you stop laughing. And finally, the words of Charlie Chaplin, a day without laughter is a day wasted.
Oh my God! I'm rich! I've got silver in my hair, only my hairdresser knows for sure. Gold in my teeth. Crystals in my kidneys. Sugar in my blood. Lead in my butt. Iron in my arteries. And an inexhaustible supply of natural gas. I never thought I would accumulate such wealth.
What more can I say except fasten your seatbelts and on with the show.
Okay, everybody, here we go. Picture this. The art collector. A New York attorney representing a wealthy art collector called and asked to speak to her client.
She hasn't said anything yet.
Telephone joke, telephone.
Yeah, we gotta know about this telephone joke.
Yeah.
Well, Saul, I have some good news for you and some bad news.
You know, I have had an awful day. So let's hear the good news first.
Well, I met with your wife today, and she informed me that she has invested only $5,000 in two very nice pictures that she thinks will bring somewhere between 15 and 20 million. And I think she could be right.
Wow, holy cow. Well done. My wife is a brilliant businesswoman, isn't she? You've just made my day. Now I know I can handle the bad news. What is it?
The pictures are of you and your secretary.
What is celibacy? Well, just think. Celibacy can be a choice in life or a condition imposed by circumstances. Now, while attending a marriage weekend, Frank and his wife Anne listened to the instructor.
It is essential that husbands and wives know the things that are important to each other. Men, can you name and describe your wife's favorite flower?
I know. It's gold medal all-purpose flour, isn't it?
Frank's life of celibacy. Sometimes heaven works in mysterious ways. We now have a meeting at the pearly gates. Stormy Daniels and Queen Elizabeth went to the pearly gates on the same day. They both met with an angel
All right,
to find out if they could be admitted to heaven.
Unfortunately, there's only one space available in heaven today, so I must decide which one of you will be admitted entry. Stormy, is there some particular reason why you should go to heaven?
Are you kidding me?
Stormy twirls around and shows off her voluptuous figure.
Look at these. They're the most perfect work ever created. And I'm sure it will please everyone to see them for all eternity.
The angel thanked Stormy and asked Queen Elizabeth the same question. The queen walked over to a toilet, pulled the lever, and flushed it without saying a word.
Okay, Your Majesty, you may go straight into heaven.
What was that all about? I show you two perfect creations, and you turn me down? She simply flushes a commode, and she gets admitted to heaven? Could you please explain this to me?
All right, Stormy. In heaven, a royal flush beats a pear. Don't
Okay, that's enough.
Our next act is forgive your enemies. The minister was nearing the end of his sermon on forgiveness when he paused to make a point with his congregation.
How many of you have forgiven your enemies?
80% of the people hold up their hands.
I'm surprised it isn't more. Let me ask again. How many of you have forgiven your enemies?
This time, everyone raised their hand except for one small elderly lady.
Mrs. Neely, are you not willing to forgive your enemies?
I don't have any.
Mrs. Neely, that is very unusual. How old are you?
98.
The congregation stood and clapped their hands.
Oh, Mrs. Neely, would you please come in front and tell us how a person can live 98 years and not have an enemy in the world?
Sure, they're all dead.
Lights on, lights off. 77-year-old George is at his annual physical with Dr. Smith. All his tests have come back with normal results, and his physical checkup has shown no abnormalities.
George, everything looks great. How are you doing mentally and emotionally?
Feeling great, Doc. All systems seem to be working fine. The golf game is great.
Glad to hear it, George. Are you at peace with yourself and with your God?
Now that's interesting that you would ask that of me. I don't think I've ever felt closer to God.
Why is that, George, if you don't mind my asking?
It's what he's done for me recently, that's why.
And what has he done?
Well, he knows that I have poor eyesight. So he's fixed it so when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, poof! The lights go on when I pee. And then poof! The lights go off when I'm done.
Wow, that's incredible.
You want another poof?
Later, Dr. Smith is thinking about George's response. So he picks up the phone and calls George's wife, Thelma, to talk to her about it.
Hi, Thelma. This is Dr. Smith. I want to let you know that George is just fine. I'm calling because I'm in awe of his relationship with God. Is it true that when he gets up at night to use the bathroom, poof, the light goes on, and when he's done, poof, the light goes off?
Oh my God, that old fool. He's peeing in the refrigerator.
It explains a lot.
Now, my friends, we are all at the age where we can share wisdom and seasoned observations with those around us, whether they want to hear them or not. So here are some random thoughts as we age.
Wouldn't it be great if we could put ourselves in the dryer for just 10 minutes? Come out wrinkle-free and 3 sizes smaller.
I don't have gray hair. I just have lots of wisdom highlights.
At my age, getting lucky means walking into a room and remember what the hell I went in there for.
Of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice.
I don't trip over things. I just do random gravity checks.
Finally, some people try to turn back their odometers. Not me. I want people to know why I look this way. I've traveled a long way, and some of the roads weren't paved.
Let's take a trip to sunny California. Are you hungry? Let's stop in at this restaurant. Mexican Jews. 2 older Jewish men, Sid and Al, are sitting in a Mexican restaurant in Los Angeles.
Al, do you know of any people of our faith who were born and raised in Mexico?
I don't know. Let's ask our waitress.
No.
Are there any Mexican Jews?
I don't know, senor. I will ask the cook.
The waitress returns from the kitchen a few minutes later and replies,
No, senor. The cook says no Mexican Jews.
Are you absolutely sure?
I will check again, senor.
the waitress leaves and goes back to the kitchen.
I find it hard to believe that there are no Jews in Mexico. Our people are scattered everywhere.
Senor, the head cook says there are no Mexican Jews.
Are you certain? I cannot believe there are no Mexican Jews.
Senor, I asked everybody. All we have is orange juice.
Okay, let's go back to church and eavesdrop on this. The confession.
Having the costumes, eh?
Yeah.
An elderly man goes to confession and says to the priest,
Father, I'm 80 years old, married, have 4 kids, 11 grandchildren, but last night I had an affair with 2 21-year-old girls. Oh no! I made love to them twice. Well, you gonna say something?
I'm speechless.
You should.
Well, my son, when was the last time you were in confession?
Never.
So why are you telling me?
Because I want to tell everybody.
Hey, John, if you want to convert, I think I can get you sainthood. You already got 2 miracles in your pocket.
Saint Peter. The husband and wife were both 85 years old and had been married for 60 years. Though not young, they were both in very good health, due largely to the wife's insistence on healthy foods and exercise. But alas, one day their good health didn't help when they went on a rare vacation and their plane crashed. It sended them both to heaven. They reached the pearly gates and St. Peter escorted them inside to a beautiful mansion. It was furnished in gold and the finest silk. They both gasped in astonishment.
Welcome to heaven. This will be your home now.
How much is this gonna cost?
Why, nothing. Remember, this is your reward in heaven.
The old man looked out the window, and right before him he saw a championship golf course unlike any on earth.
What are the green fees?
This is heaven. You can play for free every day.
Next, they went to the clubhouse, and they saw a lavish buffet. It was for lunch, and it had every imaginable food and beverage you could think of.
Don't even ask. This is heaven. It is all free for you to enjoy.
The old man looked around and glanced nervously at his wife.
Where's all the low-fat foods and the decaffeinated tea?
That's the best part. You can eat and drink as much as you like and never get fat or sick. This is heaven.
So, no gym to work out at?
Unless you want to.
No testing of the blood sugar or the blood pressure?
Never again. You enjoy yourself.
You and your bran muffins. We should have been here 10 years ago.
And now,
Peter, I think got everybody really involved in the show. What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, but maybe we could move a little bit?
Yeah, I
Put your
think
arms up in the
We
air.
could sit still a
Yeah,
while.
sitting still for a little while. Good, good. Put your hands down. Have you all heard the song Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes? You know that song?
I don't know it, but let's give it a
Oh,
try.
we'll give it a try. It's pretty easy.
Okay,
Pretty easy.
okay.
Preschoolers do it.
All right.
All right, are we ready? All right, sing along with me, please. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. wait a minute.
What, Peter?
Peggy, enough with that knees and toes business. If God wanted me to touch my toes, he'd have put them on my knees.
The speed trap. An older woman is spotted by a police officer as she slowly drives down the highway.
Yeah, this driver is going 22 miles down the road. That's just as dangerous as speeding.
The officer turns on her lights and pulls the woman over. As she approaches the car, she notices other ladies in the car. They were wide-eyed and white as ghosts. And the driver is obviously confused.
I don't understand. I'm doing the exact speed limit. What seems to be the problem?
Ma'am, you are not speeding, but you should know that if you drive slower than the speed limit, that's dangerous too.
No, ma'am. I was doing the speed limit exactly. 22 miles per hour.
God. Ma'am, the speed limit exactly 20. No. That's the route number.
The woman was a bit embarrassed and grinned, and then thanked the officer for pointing out her error.
Ma'am, I have to ask, is everyone in the car okay? These women seem to be quite shooken up. They haven't said a word the whole time.
Oh, they'll be okay in a minute. We just got off Route 128.
Here come some more random thoughts as we age. We may not avoid the aging process, but we think that a sense of humor can help us all maneuver through this maze of changes that do take place.
Don't get all weird about getting older. Our age is merely the number of years the world has been enjoying us.
If things get better with age, I must be getting close to freaking magnificent.
We're all still hot. Only now it comes in flashes.
A husband asked his wife, "Are your knees swollen?" "Oh no, you're going braless again."
I can laugh, sneeze, cough, and pee all at the same time. Today they call that multitasking.
At my age, the only pole dancing I do is holding on to the safety bar in the bathtub.
Sometimes a winter outing can be just the thing. This is the ski weekend. Jack decided to go skiing with his buddy Bob. So they loaded up Jack's minivan and headed north. After a few hours of driving, they were caught in a furious blizzard. They pulled into a nearby farm and fought their way through the snow to the front door. After knocking at the door, a very attractive lady answered.
We're terribly sorry, but we've been caught in this storm.
Again.
You know, again, Stormy. Don't go any farther.
Driving her crazy over
At
there.
midnight. And we'll get up early and shovel you out if you can do us this favor.
Oh, I'm only too
Uh,
happy. You don't have to bother shoveling. I'm recently widowed, and as much as I want to help, I'm afraid the neighbors will talk if I let you sleep in the house.
Well, then, don't worry. We'll be happy to sleep in the barn. And we'll be out here early and headed on our ski weekend then.
Oh,
Okay?
that sounds fair enough.
So they hiked to the barn, the men bedded down. Come morning, the weather cleared and they were on their way. They had a great time skiing. Now, 9 months later, Jack got an unexpected letter from the attorney of the widow that they had met on that snowy weekend. Jack dropped in on his friend Bob and asked,
Hey, Bob, do you remember that good-looking widow from the farm we stayed at, you know, on our way on a ski weekend about 9 months ago?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever happen to get up in the middle of the night and go up to the house and pay her a visit?
Yes. I have to admit it.
Do you happen to give her my name, or your name? My name instead of your name?
Yeah, look, buddy, I'm afraid I did. Why are you asking?
She just died and left me everything.
I want my half.
You did all the work.
okay, guys, John and the priest. The church held a marriage seminar, and the priest asked John, as his 60th anniversary was approaching, to share how he managed to stay married for 60 years.
Well, the best thing I did was take my wife Rosemary on a trip to Poland on our 25th anniversary.
John, you're an inspiration to all the husbands at this seminar. Please tell the audience what you plan to do for your 60th anniversary.
I'm going back to Poland and bring her home.
We really don't like looky-loos, but check this out. The senior citizen caught speeding.
A real police officer.
An older lady gets pulled over for speeding.
Ma'am, you were speeding.
Oh, I see.
Can I see your license, please?
I'd give it to you, but I don't have one.
You don't have one?
Lost it 4 years ago for drunk driving.
I see. Can I see your vehicle registration papers, please?
Yeah, I can't do that.
Why not?
I stole the car.
Stole.
Yep, and I killed and hacked up the owner.
You what?
His body parts are in the trunk and in bags if you want to see.
The officer looks at the woman and slowly walks back to her car and calls for backup. Within about 5 minutes, 5 police cars circle the car. A senior officer slowly approaches the car, clasping a half-drawn gun.
Ma'am, step out of your vehicle, please.
Is there a problem, sir?
Yes, please open the trunk of your car.
The woman opens the trunk, revealing nothing but an empty trunk.
Empty.
Is this your car, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Here are the registration papers.
The first officer is stunned.
One of my officers claims that you didn't have a driver's license.
Ah! The woman digs into her handbag, pulls out her license, and hands it to the officer. The officer examines the license. He looks a bit puzzled.
Thank you, ma'am. One of my officers told me that you didn't have a license, that you murdered and hacked up the owner and put the body parts in the trunk.
I bet the liar told you I was speeding too.
Now, the moral to this story is, don't mess with little old ladies. Life changes. A 76-year-old man is having a drink at a bar. Suddenly, a gorgeous, beautiful girl enters and
Use your
sits
imagination.
and she sits down a few seats away. This girl is so attractive that he just can't take his eyes off her. After a short while, the girl notices him staring and approaches him. Before the man has time to apologize, the girl looks him deep in his eyes and says to him in a sultry tone,
I'll do anything you like. Anything you can imagine in your wildest dreams. I'm game. I want $100, and there's just one condition. You have to tell me what you want in just 3 words.
Now, after careful thought, the gentleman takes out of his wallet $100 and he puts them in the lady's hand. He looks her deep in the eye and very slowly says,
Honey, paint my house.
You know, our needs do change as we get we all have our secret treasure. This is a story about the shoebox. Bill and Shirley had been married for more than 60 years. They kept no secrets from each other, except Shirley had a shoebox in the top of her closet. She had cautioned Phil never to open or to ask her about that box. One day, Shirley got very sick, and the doctor said that she would not recover. In trying to sort out their affairs, Bill took down the shoebox and took it to his wife's bedside. She agreed it was time, yes, it was time that he should know what was in the box. When he opened it, he found 2 crocheted dolls and a stack of money totaling $95,000.
Wow, this is amazing. I can see why you wanted to keep this a secret. Where did it all come from?
When we were married, my grandmother told me the secret of a happy marriage was to never argue. She told me that if I ever got angry with you, I should just keep quiet and crochet a doll.
The little old man was so moved, he had to fight back tears. Only 2 precious dolls were in that box.
Honey, that explains the dolls. I'm so happy that you were only angry with me 2 times in the years we were married. Where did it come from?
Oh, that's the money I made from selling the dolls.
And now, our final act, the physical.
Didn't find it yet.
Older people have problems that we may not have considered yet. A 71-year-old man was requested by his doctor for a sperm count as part of his physical.
Take this jar home and bring it back with a semen sample tomorrow. Good luck.
The next day, the 70-year-old man reappeared at the doctor's office and gave her the jar, which was as clean and empty as on the previous day.
What happened?
Well, Doc, it's like this. First I tried with my right hand. Nothing. Then I tried with my left hand. Oh my God. Still nothing. Then I asked my wife, Joanne, to help. Nothing. Then I asked Leslie, our next door neighbor. She tried too. First with both hands. She even tried put it between her knees and squeezed it. And still nothing.
You asked your neighbor?
Yeah, none of us could open the jar.
Wiping your eyes. Enjoy it. Well, in the words of Lucille Ball, the secret of staying young is to live honestly, eat slowly, and then lie about your age. Yes, yes, yes. I must say, having worked with my crew, this crew, for the past year, I said to them, I think it was our last rehearsal, they've grown so much. And if you remember back to our performance last year, it was a little stiff. This is not stiff. And everybody, when everybody in our troupe puts themselves into each effort. And I'd now like to present to you the cast of Off Our Rockers. We have Karen Agason, Joan Gordon, our wonderful narrator Leslie Kirschman,